Hello, friend. I'm Hope, and I'm really glad you're here today. Welcome to English with Hope, a calm space for your mind and your heart. In this channel, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to rush. Here, we learn English slowly. We listen to English gently. No pressure, no stress. And here, you are not alone. Wherever you are in the world, I'm right here with you. So relax your shoulders, take a slow breath, and let's begin. Every day, we find ourselves in conversations that suddenly turn tense. We sit across from a friend, a partner, or a colleague, and a small disagreement starts. In those quick moments, an invisible choice appears right in front of us. We can try to manage the conversation, explain ourselves, and prove that we are right. Or we can slow down, take a breath, and simply try to understand. Across the world, almost every human being struggles with this exact same habit. We long to feel close to the people in our lives, yet we often reach for control instead. We act as if winning a daily argument will somehow make us feel peaceful and secure. Yet deep down, we all know that forcing our way never brings real closeness. Wanting to control things when life feels uncertain is a very common human reaction. It is simply part of learning, step by step, how to handle our daily relationships. When we stop trying to manage everyone around us, a heavy pressure lifts. We begin to see that true strength is not about getting the last word in a discussion. It is about having the willingness to stay calm, kind, and present with the people who matter to us. In our time together today, we are going to take a moment to pause. We will step back from the constant urge to explain, correct, and fix things. Today, you will find a little bit of clear, quiet space in your mind. We are going to look closely at what actually happens in our everyday relationships. You will see how dropping the need to win an argument can instantly lighten your mind. We will explore why it feels so good when someone simply sits with us without judging us. And together, we will see how small, quiet choices in our daily lives can build lasting peace. You don't need to learn any complicated theories today. You just need to give yourself permission to rest and listen. So take a deep breath, settle into your chair, and let us walk through this reflection together. A few weeks ago, I was sitting at my kitchen table with my family. It was a simple evening after a long, busy day. We were having dinner, talking about ordinary, everyday things. Suddenly, a small disagreement started over something very minor. It was not a major crisis, just a difference of opinion. In that exact second, I felt a familiar feeling rise up in my chest. My muscles tightened, and my brain started racing to build an argument. I wanted to explain my point clearly, correct their thinking, and win the discussion. I wanted to be right. I could hear my own voice getting faster and slightly louder. Then, for just one moment, I paused and looked at the faces across the table. I saw defensive body language, tired eyes, and a quiet distance growing between us. Nobody was listening anymore. We were all just trying to defend our positions. I stopped speaking right in the middle of my sentence. I took a quiet breath, dropped my shoulders, and set down my fork. I decided to stop explaining my point entirely. Instead, I simply leaned back, smiled gently, and listened to what they were saying. I stopped trying to manage the conversation or direct the outcome. Within 2 minutes, the heavy tension in the room simply vanished. The tone softened, voices quieted down, and genuine laughter returned to the table. Nothing about the original topic had actually changed, but by letting go of my need to control the conversation, I brought peace back into the room. Why do we reach for control when we feel uncertain? It is remarkable how quickly we try to fix things the moment something feels uncomfortable. When a friend is upset, or a loved one expresses a view we disagree with, our body reacts immediately. Our heart rate goes up, our hands tighten, and we feel a strong urge to speak up and fix it. Inside every single one of us, two distinct human desires exist side by side. On one side, there is the desire for control, the drive to manage our surroundings so we do not feel uneasy. On the other side, there is the simple desire for connection, the wish to be close, warm, and understood. When life feels unpredictable, reaching for control feels like the easiest thing to do. We think that if we can convince the other person to see things our way, the discomfort will stop. We believe that being in control will make us feel settled and safe inside. So we interrupt, we explain, and we push our opinions onto others. Yet when we look closely at our own life experience, controlling a moment rarely makes us feel genuinely close to someone. Forcing someone to agree with us might bring a brief victory, but it usually leaves us feeling alone. The truth is, control is a very loud substitute for real safety. It gives us a temporary feeling of power, but it leaves our heart completely isolated. As the psychiatrist Viktor Frankl once observed, between stimulus and response there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. This simple thought reminds us of a fundamental truth about human nature. Real warmth and deep inner peace cannot exist where we automatically react with control over others. When we focus only on managing the people around us, we push away the very closeness we are searching for. Choosing connection requires us to accept that we cannot control everything, and that is completely okay. It means stepping back, dropping our defenses, and trusting that we are safe even when things are uncertain. Every single time you choose to pause instead of taking control, you make room for genuine peace to enter your life. What changes when we choose to sit beside someone instead of standing above them? Think about how it feels when someone talks down to you or tries to manage your choices. Even if their advice is good, your immediate reaction is to step back, close off, and defend yourself. When a person acts as if they know better, a small wall goes up between you. That is because power always tries to stand above. Power wants distance, authority, and the satisfaction of being right. Love, on the other hand, operates in a completely different way. Love does not need to stand above anyone. Love simply seeks to be with. Love wants presence, eye contact, and simple togetherness, even when things are messy. In our daily lives, this choice shows up in very practical, ordinary moments. Imagine your friend or your child is having a really hard day and complaining about their life. Standing above them looks like giving immediate advice, telling them why they are wrong, or trying to manage their emotions. Sitting beside them looks like sitting down on the couch next to them, listening without interrupting, and saying, "I am right here with you." It means setting aside your urge to fix their life and simply sharing the moment with them. When you choose to stand above someone, you force them to defend themselves. When you choose to sit beside them, you give them a safe space to lower their guard. You don't need to have all the answers to be a wonderful friend, partner, or parent. You just need to be willing to share the space without trying to direct the show. When we stop acting like judges and start acting like companions, our relationships change overnight. The endless tension drops away, and a deep, comfortable trust takes its place. How do big conflicts begin in our small, daily interactions? When we look at the news, the world can feel noisy, divided, and overwhelming. We see huge arguments between nations, groups, and leaders who refuse to listen to each other. It is very easy to feel helpless and think that world peace is far beyond our control. Yet, if you look closely, every large conflict in human history starts with the exact same inner choice. It begins when a person decides that winning is more important than understanding. It starts when someone feels that their opinion matters more than another person's humanity. The heavy tension on a global scale is simply a larger mirror of what happens in our own homes. It is the very same habit we practice when we argue over dinner about small, everyday things. It is the choice to raise our voice, shut down our ears, and treat the other person as an opponent. When we refuse to yield in a simple conversation at work, we are practicing the exact same habit. We are choosing power over connection and distance over warmth. This means that peace is not an abstract dream left only to politicians and world leaders. Peace is a quiet choice made over and over again in your own living room, office, and kitchen. Every time you choose to listen to a friend instead of interrupting them, you lower the friction in the world. Every time you choose to drop an argument with a family member, you bring real calm into your environment. You do not need to change the entire world to make a meaningful difference today. You only need to change the way you choose to show up in your very next conversation. When you choose understanding in your private life, you plant a small seed of peace that reaches far beyond you. How does gentle, steady presence change a difficult conversation? Many people believe that for love to overcome tension, it must be loud, heroic, or dramatic. We often expect a big, emotional moment where everything changes in a single second. Because of this, We easily get discouraged when our gentle efforts do not bring immediate results. We try to be patient once, but when the other person stays angry or distant, we give up and return to arguing. The reality of human relationships is much quieter than that. Love does not overcome control through force or sharp demands. Love overcomes control through slow, patient, and unwavering steadiness. It is the quiet decision to remain calm and respectful, even when the other person is still yelling or defensive. Think of how a solid wooden table holds up a heavy load without making a sound. It does not fight the weight. It simply stands steady and supports what is placed upon it. When you react to anger with more anger, you add more fuel to a burning fire. When you react to control with quiet gentleness, you take away the very thing the argument needs to survive. It takes a tremendous amount of inner strength to stay calm when someone is trying to provoke you. It is far easier to lose your temper, raise your voice, and try to overpower them back. Choosing gentleness is not a sign of weakness or giving up your boundaries. It is the highest form of self-control and quiet personal dignity. When you remain steady and kind over time, people around you naturally lower their defenses. They realize they do not need to fight you to be heard, and the heavy tension simply dissolves. Can peace exist right inside our daily disagreements? Most of us spend our lives waiting for a day when all our problems and arguments will finally vanish. We tell ourselves that we will feel peaceful once everyone agrees with us and everything goes smoothly. We imagine peace as a quiet, untouched place where no disagreement ever happens. Yet, if peace requires a world where everyone agrees on everything, we will be waiting forever. Human beings are naturally different, with different backgrounds, habits, and ways of seeing the world. Disagreements and different perspectives are an ordinary, healthy part of living together. True peace is not the total absence of disagreement or hard conversations. True peace is the presence of quiet love, respect, and kindness right in the middle of them. It is the capacity to hold a different view while still caring deeply for the person across the table. You do not have to agree with someone's opinion to treat them with warmth and dignity. You can say, "I see things differently, but I still value you and respect your feelings." When you bring gentleness into a disagreement, the tension loses its ability to hurt your relationship. The conversation stops being a battle to be won and becomes a safe place to share thoughts. You can breathe easily, keep your muscles relaxed, and hold your head up without anger. This is where real freedom lives, in knowing that disagreeing with someone does not break your connection with them. When you accept this, you stop fearing difficult discussions and start meeting them with a steady, open heart. To bring these ideas into your daily routine, you do not need to make huge lifestyle changes. You only need to practice a few small, quiet habits during your normal day. The first practice you can try is very simple. It is taking a 3-second breath before you respond in the conversation. When you feel a sudden urge to interrupt someone or defend your point, pause. Before you open your mouth to speak, take a slow, quiet breath. In those brief seconds, ask yourself one simple question. Do I want to win this moment, or do I want to stay connected? This tiny pause breaks your automatic habit of reacting with control. It gives your mind enough space to choose a soft, thoughtful response instead of a sharp argument. The second practice involves a gentle shift in how you use your body language. When a friend, partner, or family member comes to you with a problem, notice where you are standing or sitting. Instead of standing over them or facing them, like an opponent across a desk, sit down right beside them. If you are at home, sit next to them on the couch or at the table. Do not offer immediate advice or try to fix their problem right away. Simply offer your quiet presence and tell them, I am right here with you and I am listening. By choosing to sit beside them physically, you signal to their heart that you are on their team. And finally, there is a quiet exercise you can practice at the very end of your day. Every night before you go to sleep, sit quietly on the edge of your bed for 1 minute. Rest your hands open on your lap with your palms facing up. Think back over your day and remember one moment where you tried too hard to control an outcome or win an argument. Slowly close your hands into soft fists, holding that tight feeling for a moment. Then, breathe out deeply and open your hands completely. As your fingers unbend, mentally release that moment and let it go. Remind yourself that you do not have to carry the need to control everything into tomorrow. Today, we have walked through a gentle reflection on how we meet the world around us. We looked at the constant tension between trying to control life and choosing to connect with it. We saw that power always tries to stand above, while love simply wants to sit beside. We remembered that world peace is not an abstract concept far away from us. It is a practical choice we make every day right at our own kitchen tables. When you choose gentleness in a difficult moment, you are not being weak. You are practicing the quietest, most enduring form of human strength. So as you step back into your busy week, remember to go easy on yourself. You will not be perfect at this every single day, and that is completely fine. Growth in love is a slow, quiet journey that happens one conversation at a time. Whenever you feel yourself reaching for control, take a slow breath. Drop your shoulders and choose warmth instead. You have everything you need inside you to build a peaceful, connected, and meaningful life. And if something in this lesson resonated with you, I would be truly grateful if you chose to support the channel with a like and subscribe. Your support means far more than numbers on a screen. It helps these lessons reach people who may need them, and it allows this small community of learners to continue growing together. Thank you for being here and for sharing this journey with me. Goodbye for now, friend.